Welcome to yet another video of the Best of GMAT series Critical Reasoning. Today we are going to solve the homework question for the assumption question 1 which I had given you in the first assumption questions video. If you want to refer back to that particular video for assumption question, please click the link which is given in this particular video. And now let's deep dive into solving this particular question. We will be applying the structured approach, the 4-step approach we had discussed in the last video. So first thing, we read the question stem to identify what question type is this. Here it says, the claim about quality made above rests on a questionable presupposition that, alright, now the word presupposition tells us that this is an assumption question, which means the author must have made some claim about quality. So basically his conclusion depends on a certain assumption. Now that particular assumption could be questionable, which means it could be true, it may not be true as well, for which we are not really concerned whether it is true or not true. We have to only find what exactly is that assumption. Alright, so let's now take our step number 2. So I hope you remember what our step number 2 is. We read the paragraph to identify what exactly are the premises and what exactly is the conclusion. Right? Now for assumption, we know that there would be some hidden premise or some missing link. And the moment we are able to connect the given premises with the conclusion, we will be able to identify where our assumption would lie or what exactly our assumption would be on which the argument depends on. So remember, assumptions are must be true statements. They have to be true. If the conclusion has to be true, they must be true. Okay, so 1, they must be true. Number 2, they have to be necessary. Assumptions are always necessary for the conclusion. Alright, so let's now deep dive into our step 2, that is X-raying the paragraph to identify what exactly are the premises and the conclusion. It says, fast cycle time is a strategy of designing a manufacturing organization. Alright, so there is this plan of action. A strategy is nothing but more like a plan of action. This plan of action is presented whenever we are trying to design a manufacturing organization. We have this plan of action. And this strategy is to eliminate bottlenecks and delays, basically long delays in production. Not only does it speed up production, but it also ensures quality. Alright, so here we are discussing about a plan of action. So see, our argument can be categorized into the pattern of planned style of argument. Now, what is the plan of action? The plan of action is fast cycle time. Let us adopt this fast cycle time whenever we are designing any manufacturing organization. Now, what is the goal of the plan? The goal is to eliminate all kinds of bottlenecks and delays. Alright. Now, what is the problem? Of course, the problem is bottlenecks. That is the reason we are talking about such a plan. Not only does it speed up production, so they have given us an interesting logic behind the plan. Why they think the plan would work? Here's the logic behind the plan. They are saying that fast cycle time as a strategy is going to speed up the process, meaning it's going to make it happen faster. There's going to be a lot of speeding up. And at the same time, it's also going to ensure quality. So, speeding up and maintaining quality. The reason is that bottlenecks and delays cannot be eliminated unless all the work is done right the first time. So, somewhere we are assuming that in the very first place, whenever we are adopting this plan of action, we will be able to get quality production at a very faster rate and thereby able to eliminate all the problem areas of bottlenecks and delays. Alright, now that we have a plan of action, we have a goal and we have a logic. So precisely we have our premises, which is basically the goal, the logic behind the plan, and the conclusion. Conclusion is nothing but the plan of action. Okay, so step number 2 done. Now, what exactly is our step 3? Which is a very important step. We should definitely not miss this step. Step 3 is trying to frame a shadow answer. Shadow answer for an assumption question, dear students, is nothing but trying to think through the given question, the given X-ray of the argument, and understanding what is necessary for my conclusion to work. What is necessary? What is something that my conclusion depends on? What is necessary for my conclusion? Now, because my conclusion for this paragraph is in a planned style, for any planned style of action, for any planned style of argument, the assumptions are that it should work towards achieving the goal, and maybe the target audience should accept the plan. So, the plan should be discussed in a positive manner, showcasing how it will lead to achieving the goal, right? So, we can say our shadow answer somewhere should be some statement, some idea, some premise that tells us how will the plan achieve the goal. Using fast cycle time, how will I be able to really reduce the problems of bottleneck and thereby enhancing efficiency in production? My correct answer should lead me to that. Now, this moment of pause and identifying what my correct answer should somewhere do is very necessary. Once you have this, you are good to go into the elimination process. That is our step 4. Okay. So, now that we are done with our step 3, let's look at the options one by one, see which option resonates with our shadow answer, and then follow the process of elimination. Now, even if you are not able to completely form a shadow answer, at least try to look through the options, read them carefully, don't take them lightly, weigh the options really well and see, is it necessary for my conclusion? Is it necessary for this plan of action to work to achieve the goal? If yes, keep it on hold. If no, eliminate. Okay? So, let's deep dive. Option A says, any flaw in work on a product would cause a bottleneck or delay and so would be prevented from occurring on a fast cycle production line. Wow, that's interesting. What does this say? It says, any flaw on product would cause a bottleneck. So, any problem in work on a product would cause a bottleneck. That means there are bottlenecks which really happen. They are real. And so, these real problems of bottlenecks could be prevented from occurring on a fast cycle production line. Meaning, if we adopt the plan, we might be able to achieve the goal. So, somewhere it is telling me, yes, adopt this plan. You will be able to see some positive results in terms of what the goal or the expectation is. So, let's keep A on hold. Let's look at the next option. B says, the strategy of fast cycle time would require fundamental rethinking of product design. Now, what exactly this plan of action would require? Okay, it may require fundamental rethinking of product design, but will it really help me achieve the goal? Does option B really give you any clarity about it? No, right? So, do I need this? Is it something my conclusion would depend on? No. So, I can eliminate option B. Let's look at the next one. C says, the primary goal, okay, of the organization is to produce a product of unexcelled quality rather than to generate profits for stockholders. Wait. Option C says that what is the primary goal of this organization? Now, again, my question to you, dear students, do you think the primary goal of the organization is necessary for this particular plan to achieve the stated goal? No. So, option C is beyond the scope of my discussion within this argument. I can say C is definitely not something my plan is dependent upon. I could eliminate this option as well. What does option D say? Fast cycle time could be achieved by shaving time off each of the component processes in production cycle. Now, option D highlights how will I be able to achieve this plan of action. Again, it doesn't tell me whether achieving this plan of action will help me lead to the goal or not. Okay, so see, within the X-ray, if you are clear about your plan, your goal, your logic behind the plan, your question is only to keep asking. Your assumption is nothing but whether, which is that statement which will help you, your plan, to achieve the goal. So you're keeping on checking that through the options. Lastly, option E says fast cycle time is a concept in business strategy. Okay, it's a concept that has not yet been put into practice in a factory. Okay, so the plan seems to have not been tested as such. That's what this option says, which again is not telling me whether the plan will achieve the goal. In fact, it sort of tells me, oh, this is like, a never done plan. We have never really done this ever. So it raises a question on the plan's feasibility to achieve the goal rather than telling me the plan will achieve the goal, isn't it? So definitely E will be not at all something we'll like to hold on. All right, so now we have finally performed the elimination step. We spent time across each options. I'll give you one more homework. Try the negation test with all these options and see for yourself which option upon negation completely destroys the plan. Okay, that's going to be your assumption answer. And we already have our answer over here. That is option A. I hope you were all able to solve this question. If you have any questions, any other doubts, please write it in the comments. I would be happy to read them and answer all your questions. All right, dear students, see you very soon with another video. Till then, take care and I will see you soon.